Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not in temptation, deliver us from the wicked one. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, deliver us from the wicked one. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth.
Hallelujah. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in Shamayim. You are live and direct on this Sabbath Yom with your Akazaki Yahu, and I give all praises, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom Wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait till the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this evening by my most esteemed Kenaniah. Shabbat Shalom, Maki.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom, Maki. Shabbaton Yasharal. Call Halal Yahweh. Bahashem, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Wahawa Kakwadash. Barak Hatah.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of his magnificent son, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, and in the set-apart Ruach of the Most High, the set-apart Ruach. What was that last thing you said?
Barak Hatah.
Barak Atah. Bless you. I bless you. Hallelujah. All praises to the Father. I'm not against you. I forgot the last
You know, I switch it up sometimes, Zach. So
yeah, kind. It's all good though. Praises to the Father. We are back again in the book of Luqas. It's Luqas. Luqas. Luqas, Qas, Cas, Luqas. That's how I'm trying to pronounce it, Luqas. So yeah. Anyway, we are back in the book of Luqas, chapter number 6, and we're going to continue to chapter 12 this evening, this Yom. Meant to be on earlier, but sorry, things got went the way they went. So we are going to get through this as nice and smooth as possible, most high willing, and enjoy the read that we do here. All right. This is again the book of Luqas, chapter number 6. Yehoshua is master of the Sabbath, verse number 1. And it came to pass on the second Sabbath after the first that he went to the cornfield with his disciples and plucked the ears of the corn and did eat, rubbing them in their hands. And certain of the Pharisees, saying unto them, why do you that which is not lawful to do on the Sabbath days? And Yehoshua answered and said unto them, why do you not read? Slucky, have you not read that much as this, what Dawid did with himself and when himself was and hungered, and they which were with him, how he went into the house of the Most High and did eat, and did take and eat the shewbread, and gave also to those that were with him, which is not lawful to eat before the priests alone, but for the priests alone. And he said to them that the Son of Man is master of Hashabbat. Verse 6. And it came to pass also on another Sabbath that they entered into the synagogue and taught, and there was a man there whose right hand was with it. And the scribes and the Pharisees watched him whether he would heal on the Sabbath day, that they might find occasion against him. But he knew their thoughts, and said unto the man which had the withered hand, rise up and stand forth in the midst. And he arose and stood forth. Then said Yehoshua unto them, I will ask you one thing. Is it lawful on the Sabbath day to do good or to do evil, to save life or to destroy it? And looking around about upon them all, he said unto the man, stretch forth your hand. And he did so, and his hand was restored, whole as the other. And they were filled with madness and communed one with another what they might do with Yehoshua, choosing the 12. Verse 12. And it came to pass in those days that he went out unto the mountains to pray. It's like unto the mountain to pray, and continued all night in prayer to the Most High. And when it was day, he called unto his disciples, and of them he chose 12, whom he named apostles. Simeon, who he also named Keeper, and I can never remember Andrew's real name.
Andre.
Andre, okay, Andre. Mm-hmm. His brother Todaki, Yaakov, and Yehukanan, and I don't know if we looked at Philip. Let's take a look at that real quick.
Yeah, it looked. I remember us looking at it. It still looked
Greek.
Yeah, you just passed it out.
Is it right here?
It's up a verse 14.
Oh, my bad. Oh, I thought it was a 15. Oh, it is 14. Slacky. My bad. Jacob. Oh, yeah, it was still Philippe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like take away an L at Bartholomew. Instead of Bartholomew, it's Bartholomew.
Mm-hmm.
All right, continue. Mati Yahoo and oh no, did we see? I'm sure we saw Thomas. Yeah, because it was
Gone. Yep.
Yaakov, son of uh, Al Alhi, Alphi,
Alfe.
Alphi, Phi,
Alfe. Mm-hmm.
and Shimeon, one who called Ardent, the Ardent One. Yehuda, the son of Yaakub, and Yehudis from Iscariot,
Mm-hmm.
uh, who will later become his betrayer. All right, so continuing. Verse 17. I want to get those names right in Hebrew if at all possible. Verse 17. And he came down with them and stood in the plains of the company of his disciples, a great multitude of people out of Judea and Jerusalem, and from the sea coast of Tyre and Zidon, which came to hear him on the healed and to be healed of their diseases. And they were vexed with unclean spirits and were healed. And they that were vexed with unclean spirits, they were healed. And the whole multitude sought to touch him, for there was virtue out of him, and healed them all. Wow. Uh, the beatitude.
Beatitudes.
Oh, the Beatitudes. Oh, my bad. Slack you. My apologies. All right, continue with verse 20. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Blessed be the poor, for yours is the kingdom of the Most High. Blessed be the hungry, bless you that hunger now, for you shall be filled. Blessed are you that weep now, for you shall laugh. Blessed are you when men hate you, and when they are slacky, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast you out for the name of as evil. For the Son of Man's sake, rejoice you in the day and leap for joy. For behold, your reward is great in Shamaim. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. But woe unto you that are rich, for you have received your consultation. Woe unto you that are full, for you shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for you shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when men shall speak well of you, for so do the fathers of the apostles, to the fathers of the false prophets. But I say unto you which hear, love your enemies, do good to them that hate you, bless them that curse you, and pray for them that despitefully use you. And unto him that smiteth you on the one cheek, offer also the other. And him that take away your cloak, forbid not to take your coat also. Give to every man as asked of you, and of him that taketh away your goods, ask him not again. He like, you want my don't even just keep it. Verse 31. And as you would that men should do to you, do you also to them likewise. For if you love them which love you, what thanks you have? Or what thanks have you? For the sinners also love them that love them. Love those that love them. Slaki. Verse 33. And if you do good to them which do good to you, what thanks have you? For sinners also do even the same. And if you lend to them whom you hope to receive, what thanks have you? For sinners also lend to sinners and receive much again. But love your enemies and do good and lend, hoping for nothing again. And your reward shall be great, and you shall be children of the highest. And he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. Be you therefore merciful, as your Father also is merciful. Judge not, and you shall not be judged. Condemn not, and you shall not be condemned. Forgive, and you shall be forgiven. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, runneth over. Shall men give into your bosom? For with the same measure that you met mete meaty withal, it shall be measured to you again. And he spake a parable unto them. Canst the blind lead the blind? Should they not both fall into a ditch? The disciples is not above the master, but every one that is perfect shall be his as his master. And why beholdest you the mote on your brother's eye, but perceive not the beam in your own eye? Either how can you slack you? Either how canst you say to another brother, let me pull out the mote from your eye, if you can you yourself behold not the beam that is in your own eye? You hypocrites, cast first the beam out of your own eye, and then shall you be clear to pull the mote out of your brother's eye. For a good tree bringeth forth for a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit, neither do corrupt trees bring forth good fruit. For every tree is known by its fruit. For thorns men do not gather figs, nor for the bramble bush gather they grapes. A good man out of good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and an evil man out of evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. Builders and foundations. Verse 46. And why call you me Adonai, Adonai, and do not the things which I say? Whoso cometh to me and hear my sayings and do them, I will show you to whom he is like. He shall be like a man which build a house and dig deep and lay the foundation on a rock. And when the floods arose and the stream beat vehemently upon the house, and it could not be shaken, for it was founded on upon a rock. But he that heareth and doeth not is of a man without a foundation, and build his house on the earth against that which the streams did beat vehemently. And immediately it fell, and the ruin of the house was great. All right, continuing here to chapter number 7, still in the book of Luqas here. Let's switch in our scripture study here. All right, verse number 1, Yehoshua heals the centurion's servant. Verse 1, now when they had ended all his sayings in the audience of the people, he entered unto Capernaum, and a certain centurion servant who was dear unto him was sick and ready to die. And when he heard of Yehoshua, he sent unto him the elders of the Yahudim and beseeched him that he would come and heal his servant. And when they came to Yehoshua, they besought him instantly, saying that he was worthy of whom he should do this. For for he loved our nation and have built us a temple, or a place of worship. Verse number 6. Then Yehoshua went with them, and when he had not, it's like when he was not far off from the house, the centurion sent friends to him and said unto him, Adonai, trouble not yourself, for I am not worthy that you should enter under my roof. Wherefore, neither though I myself worthy to come unto you, but say in a word, and my servant shall be healed. For I am a man of great authority, having under me soldiers, and say unto one, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh, and to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it, and he does it. And Yehoshua heard these things and marveled at him, and turned him about, and said to the people that follow him, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. And they that were sent ran back to the house and found the servant whole that had been sick. And it came to pass in the day after that he went to the city called Nain, and many of the disciples.
Name, Con.
Name. Tolaki. And many of his disciples went with him, and much people. Now, when he came nigh to the gate of the city, behold, there was a dead man carried out, the son of his mother, and she was a widow, and much people of the city was with her. And when the Adonai saw her, he had compassion on her, and said unto her, Weep not. For he came and touched the bier, and they were bare, and they that bare him stood still. And he said, Young man, I say unto you, arise. And he that was dead sat up and began to speak, and he delivered him unto his mother. And there came a fear on all, and they glorified the Most High, saying that a great prophet has risen among us, and the Most High have visited his people. And this rumor of him went forth throughout all Judea and throughout the region round about. A
Deputation, I believe.
Yeah, that's it. A deputation of Yehukanai. Yeah, I think I was got tied on that last time. I was like, what in the world? All right, continue. Verse 18. And the disciples of Yehukanai showed him of all these things. And Yehukanai called unto him 2 of his disciples and sent them to Yehoshua, saying, Are you he who should come? Huh? Or should we look for another? So yeah, he's trying to be like, why am I locked up? Why am I still locked up? I mean, is this what should be happening, or should we be looking for somebody else? Where Barabbas at? Maybe Barabbas can get me out. He didn't say that, but that was his sentiment. So verse 20. When the men were come to him and said, Yehukanani, the mercer, has sent us unto you, saying, Are you he that should come, or should we look for another? And in the same hour he cured many of their infirmities and plagues, and of evil spirits, and many that were blind he gave sight. And Yehoshua answering, saying unto them, Go your way, and tell Yehukanan what things you have seen and heard, how the blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the poor the gospel is, or the good news is preached. And blessed is he whatsoever shall be offended in me. And when the messengers of Yehukanan were departed, he began to speak unto the people concerning Yehukanan, what went out unto the wilderness for to see, a reed shaken in the wind, with the winds, like a reed shaken with the wind. But what went out for to see, a man clothed in soft raiment. Behold, they which are gloriously apparelled, and live dedicated in the king's court. But what when slack it? But what when you out to sea? A prophet? Yea, I say unto you, and much more than a prophet. There is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before your face, which shall prepare the way before you. For I say unto you, among those that are born of women, there was not a greater prophet than Yehukanan the Immerser. For he that is least in the kingdom of the Most High is greater than he. And all the people that heard him and the publicans justified the Most High, being immersed with the immersion of Yehukanan. But the Pharisees and the lawyers rejected the counsel of the Most High against themselves, being not immersed of him. And the Adonai said, Whereunto then shall I liken the men of this generation? And to what are they? And to what are they like? Verse 32. They are likened unto children sitting in the marketplace and calling one another and saying, We put piped unto you, and you have not danced. We have mourned to you, and you have not wept. For Yehukanan the Immerser came neither to eat bread nor drink wine, and you say he have a devil. And the Son of Man came eating and drinking, and you say, Behold, a gluttonous man and a winebibber, a friend of the publicans and the sinners. But wisdom is justified of all her children. One of the Pharisees, desiring him that he would eat with them, he went unto the Pharisee's house and sat down to meat. And behold, a woman of the city, which was a sinner, as she knew that Yehoshua was set at meat at the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster box of ointment, and stood at his feet behind him, and wept, and began to wash his feet with her tears, and did wipe them with the hairs of her head, and kissed his feet, and anointed them with the ointment. Now, when the Pharisees, which had made him, saw it, and spake within themselves, saying, This man, if he were a prophet, would know who and what manner of woman this was that toucheth him, for she is a sinner, meaning she was probably a prostitute, I would venture to say. The parable of the two debt collectors, the book of Luqas, chapter number 7, and verse number 40. And Yehoshua answered and said unto him, Simon, I have somewhat to say unto you. And he said, Master, say on. There was a certain creditor who had two debtors. One owed 500 pence, and the other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, he frankly gave them both. Slacky. He frankly forgave them both, telling them, therefore, which of them would love him the most. Simeon answered and said, I suppose the one of whom he forgave the most. And he said unto him, you have rightly judged. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simeon, seest you this woman? I entered into the house and you gave me no water to wash. You gave me no water for my feet, but she have washed my feet with tears and wiped them with the hairs of her head.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came, and have not ceased from kissing my feet. My head with oil you did not anoint, but this woman have anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto you, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loved much. But to whom little is given, the same loved little. And he said unto her, your sins are forgiven.
Con, I'm not sure that I've ever, all praise to the Most High, because I believe I have better understanding on this parable that he was speaking. You know, we're all debtors because to the Most High, because we've sinned.
Right.
This woman was heavy with sin, heavy in debt.
Right.
But being that she was in the presence of Mashiach,
mm-hmm.
She showed her thankfulness. A lot of times, we just give a lot of lip service.
Yeah.
In regards to the love that we show. We'll say it, right, but our actions speak differently. This woman and Kiefer, this Simon, Kiefer, he had been walking with Mashiach, right, and when he first met Mashiach, he told him, depart from me, I'm a sinner,
right,
know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the Messiah comes to his house and, he forgets to be hospitable. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly.
And this woman who's deep in sin,
right,
is not so with her, huh?
Right. Yeah. She comes giving service. She comes, giving, bearing, she didn't have water to wash wash his feet, so she washed them with her tears, and wiped them with the hair of her head. Like, you know what that is for a black woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big deal.
Indeed,
so, but yeah, that's a masterful. That's Yehoshua being the masterful teacher that he was, and not just you. I bet if you read this in a congregation of women, you'd hear so many teeth sucking. Like, I wouldn't be crying and wiping his feet with my tears, with my hair. I wish I would do something Negro like that. But these women don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So I'll continue here, verse number 49. And they that sat at meat with him began to say within themselves, who is this that forgiveth sin also? And he said unto the woman, your faith hath saved you. Go in shalom.
Wow.
I know, right? That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, all of this writing, I did like fall in love with a lot of the OT that was written over the years, and being switching from a Christian to a man of understanding, I dealt more with the OT than I did with the New Testament. A lot of what I understood of the New Testament, I really had from first day schools and
Mhm.
those things. But coming back now and reading this, and this really shows me the masterful teaching ability of Yehoshua and his great uh, capabilities to not only um, just of course he was the son of the Most High, but to be able to connect to the people the way he did, it's miraculous. That's something that I wish I could do that. I don't think I have that ability. But continuing here, ministering women, Book of Luqas, chapter number 8, verse number 1. And it came to pass afterward that he went forth throughout every city of the village, preaching and showing the glad tidings of the kingdom of the Most High. And the 12 were with him. And a certain woman which had uh, which had Slacky, which had been healed of evil spirits and infirmities, called Mary called Magdalene, out of whom went seven devils. Slacky, I don't know why I can't get these words right. And Johanna, the wife of uh, what is that?
Kuza.
Kuza Herod, Kuza Herod Stewart, and Savannah, and many others, which ministered unto him of their substance. So they came and brought offerings. Parable of the sower, verse number 4. And went much people and gathered together and were come to him out of the city and spake by a parable. The sower went out and sowed his seed, and as he sowed, some fell by the wayside and was trodden down, and the fowls of the air devoured it. And some fell on rock. As soon as it sprung up, it had no way to, it would wither away because it lacked moisture. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up with it and choked it. And others fell on the good ground and sprang up and bare fruit 100-fold. And when he had said these things, he cried, and he that had ears to hear, let him hear. And his disciples asked him, saying, what might this parable be? And he said unto them, and he said, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of the Most High, but to others in the parable that see, they might not see, or hear, they might not understand. Now the parable, this is, the seed is the word of the Most High. Those by the wayside are those that hear, and then cometh the devil and take away the word out of their hearts, lest they have believed and be saved. They on the rock are they which, when they hear and receive the word with joy, and these have no root, which for a while believe, and when times of temptation fall away. I really wonder. Let me continue here, verse 14. Okay, so I'm going to say this. I wonder. I wonder why they didn't understand that. I mean, of course, we've read it a bunch of times, but it seemed like when he was explaining it, it seemed like when I first heard it, of course, I was probably a child, but it's so sensible. Like I don't know why they didn't. Why would? I guess it could have been anything, truthfully, and that's why they were asking him. But it wanted to give him a chance to make it known to all the readers. So I guess that would be the reason, which is why I just had to think it through out loud. Is why I went ahead and said it, because that really makes the most sense to be able to have him to explain it to the people that would read it. So everybody might not have got it, but it seemed like it was, straight to the point. But continuing, verse 14, and that which fell among the thorns are they which, when they heard it, go forth and are choked with the cares of riches and pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to perfection. But that on the good ground are they which are honest and good-hearted, having heard the word, keeping it, and bringing forth fruit with patience. Parable of the lamp. Verse 16. No man, when he have lighted a candle, cover it with a vessel, and put it under a bed, but put it in a candlestick, and they that enter may see the light. For nothing is secret and shall not be made manifest, neither are things hid that should be known to come abroad. Take heed, therefore, take heed, therefore, how you hear, and whatsoever have a man shall, whatsoever have to him shall be given, and whatsoever have not to him shall be taken, even that which it seemed to have. Excuse me. Verse 19. Then came to him his mother and his brethren, and that could not come at him for the press. And it was told him by certain which said, your mother and your brothers stand without, desiring to see you. And he answered and said unto them, my mother and my brethren are these which hear the word of the Most High and do it. Yehoshua steals the sea. I think, Matthiyahu looks like the only one that had it the other way. These are my mother and my brother that do the will of my father. But the other two, Marcos and Luca, they seem to be very straight to the point. Continue with verse 22. Now it came to pass on a certain day that he went unto the ship with his disciples, and he said unto them, let us go over to the other side of the lake. And they launched forth. And as they sailed, he fell asleep and came down to the storm of wind on the lake, and they were filled with water. And were in jeopardy. Now, I didn't realize that this was like a lake that he was on. I thought this was like a big body of water. It may have been bigger than what it, when I think of a lake, I think of a little almost man-made type of body. Slightly bigger than a pond.
The Sea of Galilee, like when I was younger, I'm like you, I'm thinking that this is a big body of water, but if we look on a map to see what the Sea of Galilee is, it's I would venture to say like a small, like a small lake, because the country of that territory is only as big as New Jersey anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So it had to be, a little bitty place. But just imagine you sailing from one side and to even fall asleep on that little bit of, I guess, is you if it's a wind sail and then a storm come and they like we're gonna perish. It sounds like something you can swim across. Honestly, it really sounds like something you can swim across. But uh, you know, yeah. Let's continue. Verse 24. Uh, and they came to him and awoke him, saying, Master, Master, we perish. Then he arose and rebuked the wind and the raging of the water, and they ceased and were and there was a calm. And he said unto them, where is your faith? And why and they Slakia, and they being afraid wondered, saying one to another, what manner
What
of
manner of man is this?
right,
For he commanded even the winds and the water, and they obey him.
right.
Like this is how we can tell that these are our people. Like, you know what I mean?
Indeed, yeah, yeah, definitely. You can tell because they don't talk like you would think these other people talk. So it's very the way they talk is very like us, very much like we are.
It's
Like
God.
yeah, indeed.
It's something very familiar about all of these stories. And when I say stories, that doesn't really shed the light that's what's going on, because these are definitely more than stories.
Right.
But it's something that's just familiar of it all.
Indeed, Aki. 1,000%. It's like, we read it and you home. You get home. You get right back to where it is. And it's like you can see it. That's why I was like, I'm thinking this is a bigger body of water because I'm picturing it in my mind. But it's actually, I'm like, this is a small little. I would think it was, small enough to where you could just walk across it. But it was probably small enough to where if you was a good swimmer, you probably could swim from one end to the other. It would probably take some time and you'd be gassed out by the time you finish. But I'm pretty sure that, doable. So, but then again, they were fishing in these waters. So,
You come. So, it's definite. And then it's enough water for there to be a storm and people be afraid during the storm,
Yeah. So there's got to be something to it. I mean, it really just depends. So we'll just continue. Verse 26. And they arrived on the country of the, what is that?
Gardenas.
Gardenas. I miss that word every time, which is over against Galilee. And when he went forth to land, there met him out of a city a certain man which had devils long time, and wore no clothes, but obeyed in any house, but in the tombs. When he saw Yehoshua, he cried out and fell down before him, and with a loud voice said, what have I to do with you, O Yehoshua, Son of the Most High, Son of Yah Most High? I beseech you, torment me not. For he have commanded the unclean spirits to come out of the man. For oftentimes it had caught him and had kept him bound with chains and feathers, and he brake the bands and drive out the devils unto the wilderness. And Yehoshua asked him, saying, what is your name? And he said, Legion, because many devils are in it unto him. And they besought him that he would not condemn them to go out unto the deep. And there was there a herd of many swine feeding on the mountain. And they besought him that he would suffer them not to enter, suffer them to enter into them, and he suffered them. When the devils, slack you, then went the devils out of the man and entered unto the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep place into the lake and were choked. Then they that fed them saw what was done. They fled and went and told it to the country, to the city and the country. Then they went out to see what was done. They came to Yehoshua and found the man out of whom the devils were departed, sitting at the feet of Yehoshua, clothed and in his right mind, and were and they were afraid. They also, which they also which saw it, told them by what mean he was opposed of the devils was healed. How is this man healed? And the whole multitude of the country of Ghanaians round about besought him to depart from them, and that they would take with great fear, and went up to the ship and returned back again. Thank you so much for coming down here and getting rid of those swine. We didn't need those anyway. And thank you for freeing this man because he's been crazy for a long time. You mind leaving?
Right.
You mind just leaving? I mean, is that okay? You know, we're not offending you, are we? I mean, can you just leave? Is that okay?
Yo, again, these are our people. We see these parodies all the time of so-called African Americans or so-called black people in scary movies. Yeah. And the moment we hear a scary noise, movie over. Like we done left. We done left the scene. You know, just picked up.
God, indeed, Aki. Yeah, that's so us. Verse 38. Slacky. And the man out of whom the devils was departed besought him that he might be with them, but Yehoshua sent him away, saying, return to your own house and show how great things the Most High have done unto you. And he went his way and published throughout the whole city how great things Yehoshua had done unto him, miracles of healing. And it came to pass that when Yehoshua was returned to the people, gladly received him, and they were all waiting for him. And behold, there came a man from Urias, and he was a ruler of the synagogue, and he fell down at Yehoshua's feet and besought him that he would come unto his house, for he had one only daughter, about 12 years of age, and she was dying. But as he went to the people, furloughed him, and a woman having an issue of blood 12 years, which had spent all her living upon physicians, neither could be healed of any, came behind him and touched the border of his garment, and immediately her issue of blood stanched, as in quit. It was done. Verse 45. And Yehoshua said, who touched me? And all denied. Kepha and they that were with him said, Adonai, the multitude throng you and press you. And you say, who touched me? Like, all these people around here, you asking who touched you? Like, come on now. Oh, no. And Yehoshua said, somebody have touched me, for I have perceived that virtue has gone out of me. That virtue is interesting. Let me look at that right quick because he mentions that on every time. I wonder what is it calling virtue. I'm not going to interested in the Greek word. Yeah, his strength, power, ability.
Mm-hmm.
So some of his power went out of him and went into her, and she was healed. All right. Verse 47. And when the woman saw that she was not hid, she came trembling and fell down before him and declared unto him before all the people for what cause she had touched him and how she was healed immediately. And he said unto her, Daughter, be of good comfort. Your faith had made you whole. Go in peace.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. That's what she wanted Adonai to say. Go in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Verse 49. Uh, while he yet spake, there came forth one of the rulers of the synagogue's house, saying unto him, your daughter is dead. Trouble not the master. But when Yehoshua heard it, he answered and said, Fear not, believe only, and she shall be made whole. And when he came unto the house, he suffered no man to go in, save Kepha, Jacob, Yehukanan, the father of the father and the mother of the maiden, and all wept and bewailed her. But she, but he, Slaki, but he said, Weep not, she is not dead, but sleeping. And they laughed him to scorn, knowing that she was dead. And he put them all out and took her by the hand and called, saying, Maid, arise. And her spirit came again, and she arose straightway. And he commanded to give her meat, and her parents were astonished. But he charged them that they should tell no man what he had done. And look here, man. I need to be able to move around here with no problems. You going around telling people that I'm raising people from the dead, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I need y'all to
Come.
chill. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He was like, all right, we got you. Hey, thank you. What can we do for you? Man, just give me a sandwich or something. I'm good. You got something to eat in there because all this work I'm doing, I just need something to eat.
All right.
And,
I need my strength.
I leave my strength up. That's really all I need. Ministry of the 12. Continuing the book of Luqas, chapter number 9 and verse number 1. And when he called the 12 disciples together and gave them power and authority over all devils and to cure diseases, and he sent them to preach the kingdom of the Most High and to heal the sick. And he said unto them, Take nothing with your journey, neither stave nor scrip, neither bread nor money, neither having two coats apiece. Neither have two coats apiece. And whatsoever house you enter into, there abide and there depart. And whatsoever will not receive you when you go out of the city, shake off the very dust. Shake off the very dust of your feet for a testimony against them. And they departed and went through the town, preaching the good news and healing everywhere. Now Herod, the treasurer, I never get that word. My goodness, the treasurer heard of all that was done by him, and was perplexed because that he had said of the same that Yehukanan was raised from the dead, and of some that Elias had appeared, and of others that one of the old prophets was risen again. And Herod said, Yehukanan have I beheaded, but who is this of whom I hear such things? And he desired to see him. Like Herod looking for you, like, nah, I ain't dealing with him. That's an old enemy. Verse 10. And the apostles, which they when they returned, told him all that was done, and took them. It's like, and he took them and went aside privately in the desert place, belonging to the city called Bethsaida. Bethsaida.
Bethsaida.
Say it again.
Bethsaida.
Bethsaida. Well, I'm saying Bethsaida.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Bethsaida. So that I keep. Verse 11. And the people, and the people, when they knew it, followed him, and they received him, and he received them, and spake unto them of the kingdom of the Most High, and healed them and their needs of healing, that had need of healing. My goodness, I'll be messing up these 5,000 fed. Chapter verse 12. And when the day began to wear away, there came the 12 and said to him, send the multitude away, that they should go to the town and the country round about, and lodge and get victuals. And we are here in the desert place. But he said unto them, give you them to eat. And they said, we have no more than 5 loaves and 2 fishes, except we should go and buy meat for all this people. Like, we need a couple grand. Shoot,
Right.
probably more than that. Probably about 10 grand to feed all these people. Verse 14. For they were about probably more than 10. 5,000 men, yeah, plus women and children, yeah, at least 10, at least 10,000. Whatever denomination you want to, whatever currency you're thinking about, it'd be about 10,000, whatever it is. But continuing, for there was about 5,000 men, and he said unto his disciples, make them sit down by 50s in a company. And they did so, and made them all sit down. Now, how did you get all these people to sit down? And it's 5,000 of them, and it's 12 of y'all. Like, it's not our people's way to be, to listen and take instruction well.
Maybe when they were hungry, and if you were thinking you was getting ready to get something to eat.
Yeah, Carl. That's it. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, Carl, you're exactly right. All right, verse 16. When he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looked up to Shamaim, and blessed them, and brake, and gave to the disciples, and set forth the multitude. Now, you know how long this process would have taken? We're probably about close to 12,000 people, if not more than 12,000. Probably at least about 12, because for every man, 5,000 men, you're going to have probably at least 2 women, at the least. So that's at least 7,000 right there. Well, yeah, because 5,000. No, that's another. No, that's. I'm not going to. Okay, let's continue here because I don't want to get into that. Verse 17. And they did eat and were filled and were taken up fragments that remained of them 12 baskets. And it came to pass when he had as he was alone praying, his disciples were with him, and he asked them, saying, Whom do people say that I am? And they answered and said, Yehukanan the Immerser, but some say uh, Eliyahu, and others say, oh, was I say it wrong?
Elijah. Oh, well, yeah. That's what you just said. Yeah, Eliyahu.
Okay. And others say one of the old prophets is risen again. That's exactly what they just told Herod. What Herod just said.
Mm-hmm.
He went through this same list. Like, this must be really what was being said at that time. Verse 20. He answered he said unto them, But whom do you say I am? Kepha answered and said, Hamashiach of the Most High. And he straightway charged them and commanded them to tell no man that thing, saying, The Son of Man must suffer many things, and be rejected of the elders and the chief priests and the scribes, and be slain, and be risen the third day. And he said unto them all, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his stake daily and follow me. For whosoever shall save his life, so whosoever will save his life shall lose it. But whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it. For what is a man advantage if he shall gain the world, but lose himself or be cast away? For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he shall come in his own glory and in his Father's and the set apart angels. But I tell you the truth. I tell you of a truth. There be some standing here which shall not see death till they see the kingdom of the Most High. The Transfiguration. Verse 28. And it came to pass about the 8th day after the saying, he took Kepha and Yehukanan and Jacob and went up unto the mountain to pray. And as he prayed, the fashion of the figure of his countenance was altered, and his raiment was white as and glittering. And behold, there talked with him two men, which were Moshe and Elias, who appeared in the glory and spake in his descent, which he should proclaim at Jerusalem. But Kepha and they that were with them were heavy with sleep. And when they were awake, they saw the glory of the two men which stood with him. And it came to pass, when they departed from him, Kepha said to Yehoshua, Adonai, it is good for us to be here, and let us make 3 tabernacles, one for you, one for Moshe, and one for Elias. Not knowing what he was saying, while he was yet speaking, there came a cloud that overshadowed them, and they feared as they entered into the cloud. And there came a voice out of the cloud saying, This is my beloved son, hear him. And when the voice was past, Yehoshua was found alone, and they kept it closed, and told no man those days that thing which they had seen. And it came to pass that on the next day that they were come down from the hill, much people met him. And behold, the man of the company cried out, saying, Master, I beg you, look upon my son, for he is my only child. And lo, a spirit hath taken him, and suddenly cry out and is tearing him, and he is foaming again, and brushing him hardly departed from him, and brushing him hardly departing from him. And I besought your disciples to cast him out, and they could not. And Yehoshua answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you and suffer you? Bring your son here. And as he was yet coming, the devil threw him down and tear him. And Yehoshua rebuked the unclean spirit and healed the child to deliver him again to his father. And they were amazed that the might of the power of the Most High, of the mighty power of the Most High. But while they wondered every one of these things which Yehoshua did, he said unto his disciples, let these sayings sink down in your ears, and the Son of Man shall be delivered into the hands of men. But they understood not the saying, and it was hidden from them, for they perceived it not, for they feared to ask him of the saying. The test of greatness. Verse 47. And there arose a reasoning among them, which of them would be the greatest. Here we go again.
Right.
And Yehoshua perceived the thoughts of their hearts, and took a child and set him by him, and said unto them, whosoever shall receive this child in my name receive me, and whosoever shall receive me receiveth him that sent me. For he that is least among you all, the same is great. And Yehochanan answered and said, Master, we saw one cast out devils in your name, and we forbade him because he followed not us. And Yehoshua said unto him, forbid him not, for he that is not against us is for us. And it came to pass, when the time was come that he should be received up, he steadfast set his face to go to Jerusalem, and sent messengers before his face, and they went and entered into the village of Samaria to make ready for him. And they did not receive him, because his face was through he.
As though.
Yeah, let me start that again. I got my eyes about done.
It's a lot of reading.
It is indeed. It is. Verse 53. And they did not receive him, because his face was as though he would go to Jerusalem. And when the disciples, Jacob and Yehochanan, saw this, they said, Adonai, whether would you that we command fire to come down from Shamaim to consume them, even as Elias did? But he turned and rebuked them and said, you know not what manner of spirit you are, for the Son of Man has not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. And they went to another village.
Con, this is the first time I believe we've heard this account.
Yeah, it is. It is. This is the first time we've heard this particular place here. Interesting. Extracting discipleships. Verse 57. And it came to pass that as they went in their way, a certain man said unto him, Adonai, I will follow you whithersoever you goest. And Yehoshua said unto him, Foxes have holes, and birds have nests, but the Son of Man have nowhere to lay his head. And he said to and he said unto another, Follow me. But he said, Adonai, suffer me first to go and bury my father. Yeah, this is the first time we've seen this too.
Mm-hmm.
Yehoshua said unto him, Let the dead bury the dead, but go you and preach the kingdom of the Most High. And another said, Adonai, I will follow you, but let me first go and bid them farewell, which are at my home and my house. And Yehoshua said unto him, No man have put his hands to the plow and looked back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High. So you can't put your hands to the plow and then be like, you know what, I need to go and you can't do that. You gotta once you put your hands to the plow, you gotta be committed to it.
Indeed,
yeah. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. So let's skip forward here, and now we have chapter 10. So you got it from here, all right?
Indeed, Aki.
All right, we're back.
All right, this is the book of Luqas. Luke, chapter 10, the 70 sent out, verse 1. After these things, the Adonai appointed other 70 also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face into every city and place whither he himself would come. Therefore said he unto them, The harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray you therefore that Yahweh, that the master of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. You know, we've heard that account in Matthew, verse 3. Go your ways, behold, I send you forth as lambs among wolves. Carry neither purse, nor scrip, nor shoes, and salute no man by the way. You know, so, we hear this saying, and we wondering, man, no purse. And, it's not like men carrying purses, like women carry purses today, but no money, virtually take no money with you, no script, nothing prepared of what you're going to say,
right.
Nor shoes.
Right.
So he's sending them out to walk by faith, Doc.
Right. Just long.
Yep. Yeah. Verse 5. And into whatsoever house you enter first, say shalom be unto this house. And if the son of shalom be there, your shalom shall rest upon it. If not, it shall turn to you again. And then you had something about?
No, I was just like that's interesting.
And in the same house you remain, eating and drinking such things as they give you, for the laborer is worthy of his hire. Go not from his house to house. So some people will take this as meaning, man, we got to eat whatever we're given. No, you still keep the dietary law.
Right. This is a place of the Yahudim, so there is no you're not gonna show up to a place, to somebody's house, and they're gonna put a pig in front of you and say, here you go, bon appetit. No, don't work that way. This is the land of the Yahudim that we're talking about. So everything in this land is set apart. It's kosher. I hate that word, but yeah. So you're not gonna get any unclean animals offered to you here.
This is gonna be all lawful.
Exactly.
All right, continuing verse 8. And into whatsoever city ye enter, and they receive you, eat such things as are set before you,
right,
and heal the sick that are therein, and say unto them, the kingdom of the Most High is come nigh unto you. But into whatsoever city ye enter, and they receive you not, go your ways out into the streets of the same, and say, even the very dust of your city, which cleaveth on us, we do wipe off against you. Notwithstanding, be you sure of this, that the kingdom of the Most High is come near unto you. But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable in that day for Sodom than for that city. Verse 13. Woe unto you, Chorazin. Woe unto you, Bethsaida. For if the mighty works have been done in Tyre and Zidon, which have been done in you, they had a great while ago repented, sitting in sackcloth and ashes.
Right.
But it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon at the judgment than for you. And you, Capernaum, which are exalted to Shemaim, shall be thrust down to Sheol. He that heareth you, heareth me. And he that despiseth you, despiseth me. And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me. You know, this is a good script for us to remember, like when we're out and about in the streets, and we're bringing this message across.
Indeed,
yeah, good one to keep in the repertoire.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Happy results, verse 17. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Adonai, even the devils are subject unto us through your name. And he said unto them, I beheld Hasatan as lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall be by any means hurt you. Notwithstanding, in this rejoice not, that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice, because your names are written in Shemaim. Hallelujah.
That's beautiful.
Verse 21. In that hour, Yahushua rejoiced in spirit and said, I thank you, O Abba, Adonai of Shemaim and Eretz, that you have hid these things from the wise and prudent, and has revealed them unto babes. Even so, Abba, for so it seemed good in your sight. All things are delivered to me of my Abba, and no man knoweth who the Son is, but the Abba, and who the Abba is, but the Son, and he to whom the Son will reveal him. And he turned him unto his disciples and said privately, Baruch are the eyes which see the things that you see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them. You know, so, you know, the prophets, you know, they were given visions and messages, but not seeing the whole picture, you know, the whole message of it all put together. You know, this was something that they wanted, you know, they desired to see the whole picture, but you know, it wasn't fulfilled in that time. You know, what meant for them to, you know, the story is not about the prophets, you know, they're not the main characters. The main character is the Most High, and his Son.
Right. Indeed, Aki.
All right. Verse 25. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Adonai, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? He said unto him, what is written in the Torah? How readeth you, or how do you understand it?
Right.
And he answering said, you shall love Yahweh your power with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. And he said unto him, you have answered right. This do, and you shall live. But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Yahushua, and who is my neighbor? The good Samaritan. Verse 30. And Yahushua answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise, a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence and gave them to the host, and said unto him, Take care of him, and whatsoever you spendeth more, when I come again, I will repay you. Which now of these 3 thinketh you was the neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And he said, He that showed mercy on him. Then said Yahushua unto him, Go, and do you likewise. All right. Martha and Mary, verse 38. Now it came to pass, as they went, that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Miriam, which also sat at Yahushua's feet and heard his word. But Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him and said, Adonai, do you not care that my sister have left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. And Yahushua answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, you are careful and troubled about many things, but one thing is needful, and Miriam hath chosen that good part, which shall not be taken away from her. Man, so it's what's more important, what's more important, this tedious housework, right. Superficial things, right, or hearing the word of what's going to actually bring us salvation.
Exactly. Right. At the feet of the Adonai. Man. I mean, I would sit at the feet of the Adonai.
Indeed. Like a little child.
Right.
Like a little child.
I'm telling you. And be happy to do it. Be happy.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Continuing. This is the book of Luqas. Luke, chapter 11. Instruction about prayer. Verse 1. And it came to pass that as he was praying in a certain place, when he ceased, one of his taught ones said unto him, Adonai, teach us to pray, as Yehukanan also taught his learned ones. And he said unto them, when ye pray, say, Our Father, which art in Shemaim, set apart be your name, your kingdom.
1 second. When we read this in I believe in Matit Yahu, I thought it would be so appropriate if you did it in the next one.
I thought about that also when I saw this.
Right.
All right. This is the book of Luqas, Luke chapter 11, verse 2. And he said unto them, when you palau, say, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodesh Ha Shemka, Yahweh Malakwataka, Taba'a Radazaka Haya Esha, Baharataza Kawa Haya, Bashamayam, Nathan Nawa, Laham, Kayawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawath Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawath Yanawa Wala, Tabayanawa, Banasewan, Abal, Hawashinawa, Mayan, Re, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wahala'a, Waha'a Lawa, Lam Yam. And he said unto them, which of you shall have a friend, and shall go unto him at midnight, and say unto him, friend, lend me 3 loaves, for a friend of mine is in his journey, is come to me, and I have nothing to set before him. Salakia, forgive me, because in that previous prayer that we were reading, so when I got to read, I should have when I got to that was actually the end. He didn't recite all of the prayer in this.
The whole thing. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, but when he got to and see, I'm just so used to reciting it that I didn't recognize that. Yeah. But yeah, when he got to evil, so re is evil in Paleo Hebrew. So when I got to re, I should have been concluded.
Okay, okay, that's what.
Yeah. Verse 5. And he said unto them, which of you shall have a friend and shall go unto him at midnight and say unto him, friend, lend me 3 loaves, for a friend of mine is in his journey is come to me, and I have nothing to set before him. And he from within shall answer and say, trouble me not, the door is now shut, and my children are with me in bed. I cannot rise and give you. I say unto you, though he will not rise and give him, because he is his friend, yet because of his importunity, he will rise and give him as many as he needed. And a verse 9, and I say unto you, ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For every one that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. If a son shall ask bread of any of you that is a father, will he give him a stone? Or if he ask a fish, will he for a fish give him a serpent? Or if he shall ask an egg, will he offer him a scorpion?
Wow.
If ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your heavenly Abba give the Kodesh Ruach to them that ask him? Pharisees blasphemy. Verse 14. And he was casting out a devil, and it was dumb. And it came to pass, when the devil was gone out, the dumb spake, and the people wondered. But some of them said, he casteth out devils through this evil chief of the devils. And others, tempting him, sought of him a sign from Shemaim. But he, speaking about Mashiach, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. You know what we forgot to do?
What's that?
The red letter.
Oh, snap. So right. I be forgetting that like every time. Man, tell her.
Verse 18. If Hasatan also be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? Because ye say that I cast out devils through this evil one. And if I by the evil one cast out devils, by whom do your sons cast them out? Therefore shall they be your judges.
Right.
But if I with the finger of the Most High cast out devils, no doubt the kingdom of the Most High has come upon you. When a strong man armed keepeth his palace, his goods are in shalom. But when a stronger than he shall come upon him and overcome him, he taketh from him all his armor, wherein he trusted. He trusted and divided his spoils. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth. Verse 24. When the unclean ruach is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. He saith, I will return into my house whence I came out. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other ruachs more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first.
Wow.
And it came to pass, as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lifted up her voice and said unto him, Barak is the womb that bare you, and the paps which you have sucked. But he said, Yea, Rather, Baruch are they that hear the word of the Most High and keep it. Indeed.
She's trying to do that woman worship.
Yeah, kind.
Break the room.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
The sign of Jonah, verse 29. And when the people were gathered together, he began to say, this is an evil generation. They seek a sign, and there shall no sign be given it, but the sign of Jonas, the prophet. For as Jonas was a sign unto the Ninevites, so shall also the Son of Man be to this generation. The queen of the south shall rise up in the judgment with the men of this generation and condemn them. For she came from the utmost parts of the Eretz to hear the wisdom of Shlomo. And behold, a greater than Shlomo is here. The men of Nineveh shall rise up in the judgment with this generation and shall condemn it. For they repented at the preaching of Jonas. And behold, a greater than Jonas is here. Verse 33. No man, when he hath lighted a candle, put it under a secret place, neither under a bushel, but on a candlestick, that they which come in may see the light. The light of the body is the eye. Therefore, when thine eye is single, thy whole body also is full of light. But when thine eye is evil, your body also is full of darkness. Take heed, therefore, that the light which is in you be not darkness. If your whole body, therefore, be full of light, having no part dark, the whole shall be full of light, as when the bright shining of the candle do give you light. Mm-hmm. Woes upon the Pharisees. Verse 37. And as he spake, a certain Pharisee besought him to dine with him, and he went in and sat down to meat. And when the Pharisee saw it, he marveled that he had not first washed before dinner. And the Adonai said unto him, now do ye Pharisees make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but your inward part is full of ravening and wickedness. You fools, did not he that made you, or Slakia, did not he that made that which is without make that which is within also? But rather give alms of such things as ye have, and behold, all things are clean unto you. That's not talking about food at all.
Not at all. Talking about
verse 42.
Their wicked ways. You appear this way outside, but inside you're disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, mm-hmm. Verse 42. But woe unto you, Pharisees, for ye tithe and mint and rue and all manners of herbs, and pass over judgment and the love of the Most High. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. So we heard a slightly different account of this in Matthew chapter 23, verse 23. Mm-hmm. It talks about the weightier matters of the law. Right. He says that, you've let the weightier matters undone, and you shouldn't have left them undone. But he doesn't mention. I guess he mentions, and I'll continue, but because he might mention the weightier matters on down. But verse 43: Woe unto you, Pharisees, for ye love the uppermost seats in the synagogues and greetings in the markets. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are as grave which appear not, and the men that walk over them are not aware of them. Then answered one of the lawyers and said unto him, Master, thus this saying you reproacheth us also. And he said, Woe unto you also, ye lawyers, for you lay men with burdens grievous to be borne, and ye yourselves touch not the burdens with one of your fingers. He's like, okay, he's gonna change up for you.
Right. He gonna back up. He gonna back off when I say something to him. He's like, you
not at all.
You what right. You
Indeed, God. Verse 47. Woe unto you, for ye build the sepulchres of the prophets, and your fathers killed them. Truly, you bear witness that ye allow the deeds of your fathers, for they indeed killed them, and ye build their sepulchres. Therefore also said the wisdom of the Most High, I will send them prophets and apostles, and some of them they shall slay and persecute, that the blood of all the prophets which was shed from the foundation of the world may be required of this generation, from the blood of Abel into the blood of Zacharias, which perished between the altar and the temple. Verily I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation. Woe unto you, lawyers, for ye have taken away the key of knowledge. Ye entered not into yourselves, and them that were entering in ye hindered. And as he said these things unto them, the scribes and the Pharisees began to urge him vehemently and to provoke him to speak of many things, laying wait for him and seeking to catch something out of his mouth that they might accuse him.
Right.
Right.
That's
funny.
Yeah, he didn't do that scared business. Like, oh,
right.
Well, you too, lawyer.
Right.
You dog.
It's funny.
Yeah, we didn't catch that anywhere else.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, we would have remembered that.
Yeah.
All right. And I think he did. I think in Mattyahu he did speak about woe unto the lawyers as well, but it wasn't mentioned that somebody said that you offending us too, or
right.
That part wasn't said.
No, because he was like, well, let me do it better.
Right. Talk about. Let me bring you out. Bring you to the forefront.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I bet they was quiet after that too. Just get over here to them.
Right. How dare you interrupt my speech?
Right, God. All right, continuing and closing out. God. This is the book of Luqas, Luke chapter 12. The Most High knows and cares. Verse 1. In the meantime, when there were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trode one upon another, he began to say unto his taught ones, first of all, beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in a closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. Everything we do, it's recorded. It's recorded. It's no getting around it. One day, all of our acts, this is what we're gonna be. That's what we're gonna be judged on. Is what we're working.
1,000%.
Verse 4. And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him which after he hath killed hath power to cast into Sheol. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings? And not one of them is forgotten before the Most High? But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Verse 8. Also I say unto you, whosoever shall confess me before men, him shall the Son of Man also confess before the Malachim of the Most High. But he that denieth me before men shall be denied before the Malachim of the Most High. And whosoever shall speak a word against the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven him. But unto him that blasphemeth against the Kodesh Ruach, it shall not be forgiven. And when they bring you unto the synagogues and unto the magistrates and powers. Take you no thought how or what thing ye shall answer, or what ye shall say. For Ha-Kodesh Ruach shall teach you in the same hour what ye ought to say.
Mm-hmm.
Covetousness denounced. Verse 13. And one of the company said unto him, Adonai, speak to my brother that he divide the inheritance with me. And he said unto him, man, who made me a judge or a divider over you? And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of things which he possesseth. Man, did you just say something like this before we got on call out?
No, you know, when I don't believe so.
You know what it was? We was talking before. We was talking about my parents actually, and a substance and like the price of success. We were talking about what measures success.
Yeah, indeed, Aki. I
heard that. All right, verse 16. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentiful. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits? And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, you have much goods laid up for many years. Take your ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But the Most High said unto him, you fool, this night your soul shall be required of you. Then whose shall those things be which you have provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward the Most High. You know, what's more important, you know?
Exactly. You know, that takes me, I'll see you when we get off the thing, because
God
mention that.
All right, verse 22. And he said unto his disciples, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, neither for the body, what ye shall put on. The life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and the Most High feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls? And which of you, taking thought, can add to his stature 1 cubit? If ye then be not able to do that thing which is least, why take ye thought for the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not. And yet I say unto you, that Shlomo in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. If then the Most High so clothe the grass, which is today in the field, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O you of little faith? And seek not ye that would what Slaki, verse 29, and seek not you what you shall eat, or what you shall drink, neither be you of doubtful mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Abba knoweth that you have need of these things. But rather seek you the kingdom of the Most High, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Abba's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell that you have, and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the Shemaims that faileth not, where no thief approacheth, neither moth corrupteth. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Be in readiness, verse 35. Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning, and you yourselves like unto men that wait for their master, when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately. Baruch are those servants whom the Adonai when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. And if he shall come in the second watch, or come in the third watch, and find them so, Baruch are those servants. And this know, that if the good man of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched, and not have suffered his house to be broken through. Be you therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at the hour when you think not. Message.
Right.
Verse 41. Then Kepha said unto him, Adonai, speak you this parable unto us, or even to all? And the Adonai said, Who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Adonai shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Baruch is that servant, whom his Adonai, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he hath. And if that servant say in his heart, My Adonai delayeth his coming, I shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and to eat and drink, and to be drunken. The Adonai of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in asunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant which knew his master's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew it not, and did commit things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. Mashiach divides men. Verse 49. I am come to send fire on the Eretz, and what will I, if it be already kindled? But I have an immersion to be immersed with, and how am I straitened till it be accomplished? Suppose you that I am come to give shalom on Eretz? I tell you, nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Verse 54. And he said also to the people, when you see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway you say, there cometh a shower, and so it is. And when you see the south wind blow, you say, there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. You hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and of the Eretz. But how is it that you do not discern this time? Yea, and why even yourselves judge you not what is right? When you goeth with your adversary to the magistrate, as you are in the way, give diligence that you mayest be delivered from him, lest he hale you to the judge, and the judge deliver you to the officer, and the officer cast you into prison. I tell you, you shall not depart thence till you have paid the very last mite. Man, all praises.
Yeah, yes indeed. Praises to the Abba. Very magnificent teaching by the Adonai. Hallelujah. Where to even begin? First of all, I didn't realize we had so much in these chapters. I didn't realize that at all. But it's always worth it. So worth it because the teachings of the Adonai are always magnificent. And today we saw a even more Hebrew side of him, even more so-called Negro side. side of him, not even dealing with the thoughts or the ideas of this lawyer. Just handled him like he was needed to be handled, and beautiful, very beautiful. But so much to take away from these teachings, and to better understand, what the Adonai was about and doing, and beautiful stuff. But I'm just thankful to be able to be in this book, in these Gospels. Most High willing, we'll finish these up next week. The book of Luqas, and we'll move the following week into the book of Yehukanan, and that will complete the 4 Gospels, and we'll continue into the book of Acts, and that will be another wonderful read for us to learn more about Hamashiach and the ways that the apostles were moving at that time. So praises to the Abba. Go right ahead, Ak.
Khan. Man, it's some of my favorite chapters. Yeah. Some of my most favorite readings are we've covered Mattiyahu, all of Mark, and now in this book, higher learning of the utmost, higher learning of the utmost. When we're covering these things, I'm thinking Torah in my mind as well. And I think, what we read with the parables and the teachings of Hamashiach, I think it better helps us understand HaTorah.
Indeed.
But all praises to the Most High for yet another fulfilling day of good word. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. All praises indeed to the Abba. Sorry, so late, but we are happy to be here and happy to do it. We will close out at this point with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 12 and verse number 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. It is so very important that we understand that in the conclusion of the whole matter, we are to fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. It is to the utmost and imperative for all of our people that we understand that we are to fear the Most High. In the conclusion of the matter, we are to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. Why? Because this is the entire reason that we were made. I am Ya'akazaki Yahu, joined by my most esteemed Ak Kenaniah, giving all praises, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the 4 quarters of the earth. I say Shalom wa Baruchim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant. Until that day, Shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom, Ms. Bakai.